Activision has created an entire esports league just for Call of Duty. I can't wait to find out who sets the first record for total points scored, best team cohesion, and the number of inappropriate racial slurs hurled at Yo Mama. So, there's an Angry Birds movie.
When I get upset, I have been known to blow up.
Yeah. Look, I'm not going to begrudge Angry Birds for cashing in at this point. It was a good game, it came by its now depleted, granted, cultural ubiquity the right way, and seriously, there's no reason for gamers to still be riding the mobile isn't a real platform thing. Come on guys, that shit is so 2008. If there's any reason to be mildly annoyed at an Angry Birds movie, it's that something this relatively, well, faddish gets to be what probably could wind up as the biggest licensed video game movie ever. Now, I could spend a lot of time going over every important legendary game that probably deserved a movie before fucking Angry Birds did, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do. And we could keep going, too. It's not like this doesn't happen in other mediums, keep in mind. Spawn and Barbed Wire both got movies before every single member of the Avengers. Hell, there are even still real major historical events that haven't had movies of their own yet. So it's not like this problem is unique to gaming, but the show kind of is, so yeah. An argument that tends to come up in these discussions is that video games have really only started scratching the surface of telling compelling stories you can more easily make into a movie. Thus, a lot of classic games whose legacies seemingly make them more worthy aren't actually going to cut it as well as more recent, perhaps less legendary or important games with deeper stories will. Now, I have two major problems with this line of thinking. The first being that the fact that a lot of 21st century AAA games being extremely movie-like already is exactly the reason I'm so blah on the prospect of them. Why would I want to watch a movie of Assassin's Creed, or The Last of Us, or Splinter Cell, or Deus Ex, or Uncharted? I already saw those movies when I was playing those games. And except for The Last of Us, maybe, they're mostly retreads of stuff that was already better as movies. If you're gonna spend the money licensing video games to make films, why spend it on a license which, once you strip out the gameplay element, can only ever hope to aspire to being a so-so version of something that was already good as a movie dozens of times before? Call me a hopeless romantic for the old school, but I'm much more interested to see the kind of gonzo aesthetic originality that could be birthed from hammering narratives out of gaming-specific strangeness like Plumbers vs. Turtles, Magical Globetrotting Ninja, or whatever the fuck was going on here. The second argument being, well, let's look at that trailer again. Sorry. Okay, for a teaser, you can already get a pretty good sense of what the basic plot they've come up with for the movie is. There's an island full of birds, most of them are happy, a few of them, i.e. the guys from the game, are angry, antisocial, or otherwise ostracized, and made to attend some kind of conditioning class to suppress their angry nature, but then some evil pigs invade and the misfits will end up saving everyone and proving that it's okay to be angry, aka different. Now that's not the most original plot in the world, but it's pretty much what you'd have to go with if someone said, hey, the title is Angry Birds, there's also some pigs, and otherwise there's no plot, so make a movie out of it. And that's just it, folks. Angry Birds is even more plotless than even most early arcade titles, and that's fine. But if you can make a movie of that, why not literally anything else? I mean, after all, it's not like classic video games are the only works where the baseline narrative can be summed up in only a few words. Hell, plenty of classic films with sprawling plots and rich characterizations can be reduced down to little more than mobster's son doesn't want to be a mobster but then he does, a big boat sinks, a zoo but for dinosaurs, hey look out there's a shark, rob the rich, feed the poor, big lizard goes to Tokyo, rich guy can't buy happiness after all, shoot all of the aliens, shoot all of the aliens, shoot all of the aliens, and take a moment to think about the role of complex presentations of warfare and politics within the military-industrial complex. Shit, you can get the plot of all the Rocky movies down to just one word. And we're about to be on our 7th one of those. So, I'm sorry, it should not be any more difficult to pull good movies out of an epic quest to rescue a princess, a battle between good and evil in a fantasy kingdom, an adventure in a world of literal dreams, funny animals being funny, aerial warfare, technology gone berserk, Dracula, again, and whatever the fuck was going on here. The enduring classics of gaming have endured for a reason. There was something special about them, something unique, something you couldn't get from other mediums. Put that on screen, put that uniqueness and originality on screen. Both gaming and movies will be better off for it.